China wanted to control population growth and stop poverty, so it told people that every couple can only have one baby. Now that was started in 1980, and it worked, but it worked a little too well. By the time China ended the policy in 2015, they had a serious problem: an aging population, a shrinking workforce, and not enough young people to support the elderly. So then they switched to a two-child policy, basically saying, okay, you can have 2 kids instead of 1. And that didn't help, so they scrapped all limits in 2021, saying have as many kids as you want. But here's the thing: after decades of telling people to have fewer kids, you can't just flip a switch and expect a baby boom. The cost of living is high, education is expensive, and a lot of people just don't want big families anymore. Now China is basically begging people to have babies, offering cash bonuses, tax breaks, and housing perks, even hosting matchmaking events. But birth rates are still dropping, and it's starting to look like a real crisis for the country's future. I'll explain why this is a crisis in just a minute, but first let's head to Japan. I saw this school in Japan and it was totally abandoned. Leaves and vegetation were growing over the building. No one needs this school anymore. There are too few kids. See, across the country in Japan, schools are being turned into senior centers as the country sells more adult diapers than baby diapers. Now, this isn't the plot of a dystopian film, it's the very real future that many developed nations are actually heading toward. And it's driven by one undeniable fact: birth rates are plummeting. Now, you probably think, okay, maybe smaller populations are okay, or even a good thing.
First, we've got population. We could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
And reduce population.
But economists are in full-on panic mode about this, and governments are trying to fix this crisis, but hardly anything is working. It's not just Japan and China. The trend is most pronounced in developed nations. Countries like South Korea, Japan, Italy, Germany, and the United States even are experiencing record low fertility rates. According to the United Nations, nearly 2/3 of the world's population lives in countries with fertility rates below the replacement rate level of 2.1 children per woman. Now, that's the rate needed to keep a population stable without immigration. Meaning, if the average woman doesn't have 2.1 children and you're not allowing immigrants in, your population is going to decline. Demographers have been warning about this trend for years, but the decline is only accelerating faster than even most people predicted. In 1960, the global average fertility rate was 5. Today, it's around 2.4, and it's still falling.